It's amazing what little kids can find in the cupboards that you completely forgot about. And you're like, hey, wow, look at that. I forgot about this. I could probably use that for something else. Well, that's what my 1-year-old daughter found from her birthday party last summer. And I thought, hey, I could probably use that for backgrounds for my fish tanks. Because as you can see, there's a lot of different cords between heaters and lighting and everything else. Now, I did have a few tanks that had some black backgrounds, but a majority of my tanks, especially my 20 gallons and some of the 10s, definitely needed some background so I could cover up some of the cords. So I thought I'd put this to good use. And I also wanted to kind of compare prices as opposed to using this and buying backgrounds at your local pet store or big box stores. So here we go. Here's an example of what you would find at your pet stores. You would have your one background that's reversible, so you can choose between the two of whatever your preference would be. This one in particular is a 10-gallon background for $10, and you got your promotions for how much money you spend and whatnot. I was looking for 10s, 20-gallon longs, and 40-gallon breeders. This one here is a 40 breeder, and they don't actually make 20-gallon longs backgrounds, so you have to use the 40-gallon breeders. So anyways, this is what I bought last year on Amazon for my daughter's birthday party. So one of these for $8. It's kind of neat little water look to it. Here's the dimensions of the tablecloth as a whole, and it's waterproof, so that's a big bonus. So I needed a total of 7 10-gallons, 6 20-gallon longs, and 3 40-gallon breeders. And as I started cutting them to size, they actually turned out to look pretty good. The only materials I needed was a tape measure, a marker, and a ruler, and just kind of put marks into the back of it, and then just cut it to size for whatever I needed. And as I kept going along, it actually turned out pretty well. And here's a few of the breeders, and here's the 20-gallon longs that I was cutting up. And I actually ended up with a couple extra, one extra of 20 and an extra 10. So when it's all said and done, I applied them to the back, and this is how they look today. So here is my 10-gallon rack with 7 added backgrounds to cover up all those cords. Now you do see the cord still that's kind of in between each tank, but at least it's covering up the majority of what you want to see. That way you can focus more on the fish that's in the tank instead of looking at all the cords that are right behind the tank. But I think it turned out really nice. I'm actually really happy how all this has turned out. Here's my 20-gallon rack with all the backgrounds on that. And it just came out really well. Even with my 3 40-gallon breeders, it was amazing how many backgrounds I came up with. So let's do the math. So 7 10-gallon tanks for $10 a piece came up to $69.93. And then your 6 20-gallon longs that I made for $12 a piece came up to $71.94. And then my last was the 3 40-gallon breeders for $12 a piece, and that came up to $35.97. Remember, the 20-gallon long backgrounds are just slightly different than your 10-gallon backgrounds, so you have to use the 40. So $69.93 plus $71.94 plus $35.97, whopping $177.84. And take that $10 discount to make it a whopping total of $167.84. Yikes. Now, could I have just bought a quart of black paint and just painted the backs of all these tanks and called it a day? Yeah, you're right. I probably could have. But it was what my daughter found, and it was free at the time. I mean, yeah, I did pay $8 last year, but I didn't spend a single penny doing this today. So I'm really happy how everything has turned out. I think the fish are happy too. I mean, they look like it anyways. Maybe that's just because I took good care of them. But here we are, another second look at all the different tanks, and I'm really happy that I was able to save a ton of money doing this. Thank you guys so much for watching this short video. I really hope you guys enjoyed this, and I hope to come up with more content in the future. You guys are the best. See you later.